Welcome to today's explainer. All right, we're looking at a pretty radical concept today. We so often think of dogs as just, well, cute companions, right? Creatures we take for a walk, feed, and give a few belly rubs to in exchange for some company. But the science we're looking at today completely flips that upside down. Research actually shows our dogs are active, science-backed biological healers, literally working around the clock in ways we can't even see. Think about your daily routine for a second. Have you ever pushed your dog away when they suddenly climbed onto your lap, or maybe leaned really heavily against your leg? You probably just assumed they were being a bit needy or annoying. Okay, let's dive into this, because science suggests you might actually want to stop and pay closer attention. When you brush off that sudden, intense physical contact, you know what? You might have just silenced a desperate attempt from your dog to protect or even heal you. You see, your dog isn't just a pet. They are quite literally a guardian wrapped in fur. They act as this highly sophisticated, invisible threat detector, constantly sensing biological realities, chemical shifts, and emotional states inside our bodies that we are completely blind to. So let's look at this secret language of canine care and explore exactly how they pull this off. Section 1. The Oxytocin Loop. Bonding with your dog. So let's talk about a behavior you probably experience every single day. You know that deep, unblinking stare your dog gives you from across the room? It's so easy to assume they're just begging for a treat or a walk, but scientifically, they're initiating the oxytocin loop. This mutual gazing triggers a massive surge of a really powerful bonding hormone in both of your brains. It actually perfectly mimics the chemical connection that happens between a human parent and a newborn child. They aren't just looking at you, they're kicking off a profound chemical exchange. Now, what's really fascinating about this is the dual biological reaction happening inside both of your bodies during this simple gaze. Just think about the physiological differences happening at the exact same time. On the human side, this chemical exchange actually lowers your blood pressure, and simultaneously, on the dog side, it results in a slower heart rate. You are literally physically calming each other down just by locking eyes. How wild is that? Because of this intense physiological response, breaking that eye contact too quickly is basically the biological equivalent of hanging up the phone right in the middle of saying, "I love you." They are actively recharging your emotional batteries through sight. It's a hugely vital part of how they care for you. Moving on to Section 2, Healing Frequencies. The pleasure growl. Let's look at something you can actually hear. Have you ever heard your dog emit this low, rumbling growl while you're petting them? It might sound kind of intimidating at first, but behaviorists actually call this the pleasure growl. It's essentially the canine equivalent of a cat's purr. So the crucial point is this specific number, 25 to 50. Scientific audio analysis reveals that these pleasure growls vibrate at a very specific frequency of 25 to 50 hertz. Why does that specific hertz range matter? Well, because 25 to 50 hertz is the exact frequency shown to promote tissue healing and reduce anxiety in mammals. Just think about how incredible that is for a second. Your dog's physical body is essentially producing a therapeutic healing vibration merely by sitting in your presence and enjoying your company. It's like having a living, breathing sound therapy machine right on your couch. All right, Section 3, Emotional First Aid, the retrieval response. In this phase, dogs don't just passively heal us, they actively attempt to fix our negative moods. Look at the findings from this University of London research. Scientists discovered that dogs will approach crying people significantly faster than people who are just talking or humming. But they don't just come over to watch you be sad. No way. They almost always bring a gift. It might be a tattered toy, a bone, or even just a stray sock. This is a highly specialized language of love. Your dog has watched you laugh and smile at their toys in the past, right? So in your moments of deepest sadness, they go searching for the exact item they truly believe has the power to repair your soul. Section 4, Emotional Contagion. A mirrored soul. But what happens when a toy just isn't enough? That leads us to a much deeper biological connection, where the dog essentially acts as a mirrored soul to their human. Let's move along and see how this builds in a three-step biological chain reaction, which was discovered by researchers at Goldsmiths University. Step 1, your dog senses your stress. Step 2 is where it gets absolutely amazing. The dog's own cortisol levels, the stress hormone, actually rise. They don't just react to your anxiety, they literally absorb it. And finally, Step 3, the dog applies deep pressure therapy to calm you both down. They apply this deep pressure therapy by using their actual physical body weight. They'll press heavily against you or climb right onto your chest to physically anchor you during a panic attack or a bout of deep depression. They are physically taking on your pain to ensure the pack leader stays strong. It's totally selfless. And finally, Section 5, Medical Altruism, Biological Guardians. Now we're arriving at the real climax of our explainer. This is, without a doubt, the most dramatic, shocking, and literally life-saving way that dogs heal and protect us. Medical altruism is when dogs act as biological lie detectors. Their sense of smell is so extraordinarily powerful that they can detect minute chemical changes in human breath and skin. They use this intense biological sensing to actively guard us against severe internal threats. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what kind of threats we're talking about here. Dogs have actually been documented detecting cellular changes associated with cancer, anticipating impending seizures long before the human feels a thing, and sensing dangerous sudden shifts in blood sugar. They're catching life-threatening internal conditions before a single outward symptom even appears. It's basically a superpower. So let's circle back to that question I asked at the very beginning. If your dog stubbornly climbs on you and absolutely refuses to move, they aren't just acting out. They are literally using their biological intensity as a human shield. They're trying to guard you from an invisible danger that they have already detected. I really want to hear from all of you watching. Which of these incredible healing signs does your dog show the most? Is it that deep oxytocin stare? The pleasure growl? Maybe the deep pressure therapy? Drop into the comments and tell me their name and what they do. And hey, if you loved uncovering the science behind these amazing animals today, please hit that like button and subscribe to join our community. Let's celebrate these fur-wrapped guardians. I want to leave you with this final provocative thought to take with you today. The next time your dog sits across the room and stares at you, will you see just a pet waiting for dinner? Or will you see a biological guardian actively working to heal you? Thank you so much for joining me for this